Good morning, everyone. So, today my presentation topic is silence, pose, and power stage aesthetics of threat in Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party. Here is my academic information. Here are the table of contents. So my research question is, how do silence and pose functions as aesthetic devices of a threat and power in Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party, particularly in shaping psychological tension and controlling interpersonal dynamics? And the hypothesis is silence and pose in the birthday party function as deliberate aesthetic strategies that generate psychological tension and operate as mechanisms of control, enabling characters to assert dominance and construct an atmosphere of threat through the disruption of conventional communication. So the introduction is, the dramatic world of a painter challenges the conventional reliance on dialogue as the primary vehicle of meaning. In Birthday Party, we can see that the meaning is not coming through a clarity of a speech, but it comes through disruption, silence, pauses, and absences, which creates atmosphere of uneasy and ambiguity. Silence is not emptiness, rather, it becomes a charged and expressive presence that invites interpretation. So, Harold Pinter is one of the pioneer of modern theater, and his dramatic technique exposes us that how communication can fail and how silence often reveals that more than speech. And his theater reflects a world where power operates subtly through control of language and silence. In Birthday Party, we can see the ordinary boarding house, which is started gradually, later becomes a site of psychological tension, and the arrival of Goldberg and McCann disrupts the fragile stability of Stanley's life. And we can see several themes in Birthday Party, which are identity crisis, authority and control, fear of the unknown. The narrative avoids clear explanations, and the meaning is constructed through pauses, silences, and fragmented dialogue, which makes the audience actively engage in interpretation. Silence as communication. Silence in modern drama is increasingly viewed as an active form of communication, which carries meaning beyond the spoken language. And in Pinter's theater, silence becomes a discursive tool which shapes the interaction and interpretation. And the closing meaning is that the silence expands, and which allows multiple interpretations, and this functions as a performative act including both characters and audience perception. Why silence and pause matter in this play? Silence and pause are the central to emotional structure to the play, and they are not empty break in speech. They create tension, hesitation, fear, control, pressure. In Pinter's theater, silence suggests that something is hidden or delayed, and which is impossible to say directly. That's why we can see several pauses and silences in the birthday party. Pinter's stagecraft pause, silence, and timing. Pinter's use of pause and silence is highly deliberate and structured. In short, we can see that when the pauses are taken, there are short breaks that shifts the tone. We can see silence, which takes a longer gap and creates tension, and timing is controlling the audience expectations. Silence as threat. In birthday party, silence as threat. Silence is a very powerful source. Instead of explicit violence, the play relies on unspoken tension, and this creates fear into the characters. Which builds anticipation of the danger, and this suggests the aggression, and the absence of speech leaves a space for uncertainty and making the audience imagine the possible threats. Opening scene analysis. The opening scene is appear it appears as ordinary, but it disrupts in communication, which introduces the uneasiness, and the interaction between Meg and Petty is marked by several pauses and which disconnects the responses. We can also see that this scene establishes the tone of the play, and normalizes the fragile and easily disrupting, and which also hints the threat which will unfold. Breakdown of language. So the play progresses, and the language becomes increasingly unreliable, and the communication totally fails, and the dialogue loses its coherence, and we can see that the breakdown reflects the inability of the language which conveys the total truth, and silence emerges as a powerful medium which exposes the instability of both the identity and the reality. Power and control mechanism. Power in play exercised through control over communication rather than the physical force. And we can see the interruptions which disrupts the authority. Silence enforces the submission, and we can also see that the control over the speech is equal to the control over the situation. Character analysis of Meg, Petty, and Stanley. There are three central characters in the birthday party, which are responding silence and reflects the psychological states and positions through several structures. Meg uses excessive speech and avoids comforting silence. Petty is using passive and observant, and this also represents the neutral silence. And Stanley gradually withdraws into silence. He takes several pauses also, and this indicates his fear and loss of identity. Goldberg and McCann as agents of power. Goldberg and McCann are functions as the enforcers of the authority, and using both the speech and silence strategically. Their presence transforms the stage into a space of control, where silence becomes a weapon of psychological manipulation. Interrogation scene is one of the most important scene of the play birthday party, and which is also a climax where we can see the peak of tension in the play, where silence and speech which combines, and which creates a psychological violence. And we can see in this scene, Stanley was being asked several questions by Goldberg and McCann, and we can see many poses and pressure on Stanley, and he was fearing of he was getting feared by the two characters, Goldberg and McCann. Space blocking and stage presence. Pinter's use of stage space enhances the impact of silence, and this physical positioning becomes a crucial element. Stage presence works as alongside silence to create a visual and psychological experience of the power, and extending the beyond the dialogues. Narrative and presence. The play resists a traditional narrative structure and relies instead on the movements of presence and absence to construct meaning out of it, and which lacks the clear backstory. Events remains unexplained, and silence fills narrative gaps, and this creates a theater of ambiguity. Audience reception and psychological impact. Initially, audience finds the play which confuses the conventional use of silences and fragmented dialogues, and we can see in birthday party silence creates so many discomfortation, and engages audiences, and which produce the psychological tension. Here is the infograph of my whole presentation, which I created through the Notebook LM. Conclusion. So the silence and pause in the birthday party ultimately function as central aesthetic devices which produce psychological tension and regulates power relations rather than merely stylistic elements. And thus, addressing the research question, silence and pause shape both psychological intensity and interpersonal control, confirming the hypothesis that they operate as a intentional mechanism of power and intimidation with Pinter's dramatic structure. Here are the references. Thank you. If anyone have question, you may ask.
Okay, Chancy, how do silence and push create meaning in birthday party?
Thank you, Dimple, for the question. So the silence and pause creates meaning. Uh, uh, Silence and pause creates tension, and this makes the audience feel. This makes audience feel that there is something hidden in the play, and we can also see that fear, by fear and by fear, confusion and danger. By fear, confusion and danger, we can see that in the play there are not many words are used, and we can see many silence and pauses between the characters when they were having a conversation. And in this way, Pinter is using the silence as one of the strongest part of the meaning. Next question.
Hello, Chancy. My question is how does Pinter show power and threats in the play?
Thank you, Riti. So, Pinter shows power and threat in the play by controlling, by pressure, and we can see many sudden changes in their tones, and the characters are being showed as they are dominating other characters, and this creates fear and makes the ordinary situation unsafe. Thank you. This was from my side.